Stop porn. You don't see.
Why don't you go to? You want to go to a club?
It's pornography.
What is that?
We're showing footage about the food industry.
You can eat everything, man. God said you can have it.
Are you a religious man?
I'm a religious man, brother.
What religion?
Islam.
Islam. Do you eat halal then?
Halal, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Not all the time, you know.
And what is halal? What is it to? What does it mean to eat halal?
I don't know. What about the
You don't
fish?
know. Fish are living creatures as well, aren't they? They can feel pain. They have nervous systems. They have brains. So I don't want to
You
eat
say they
fish.
get cheated cruelly.
They get treated cruelly. It's these big nets, right? They scrape the bottom of the ocean. They bring up everything. Even the things you're not going to eat, dolphins, whales, sharks, things you wouldn't eat. They just get brought onto the deck of the boat, they drown there. They get crushed to death under the weight of the fish in the nets, and they drown. These species are going extinct. We're never going to get them back once they're gone.
When they fish them, they not just get catching fish.
It's indiscriminate. It's a big ass net, trawls the bottom, right? It scrapes the bottom. It takes all that coral reef up with it. It all gets dragged onto the top of the deck and dumped there, and all of those fish, they either crush to death by the weight of the nets or they drown. You're causing that when you buy tuna, when you buy salmon, herring, anything, cod. The only reason they do it is because you're paying for it.
Yeah, because it's profitable.
Yeah. Do you think they would do this for fun? Do you think they do this as a hobby? They're doing it because people pay for it.
Yeah, it's
So-
a big industry.
Yeah. So what do you think? What's your thoughts on veganism then? Because vegans don't pay for this stuff.
I don't agree with veganism, but I don't agree with the way that they treat animals.
What is it you don't agree about veganism?
Like, I don't agree with not eating meat. I think there has to be a balance, right? You can eat meat, but treat the animals right, do it in the right way.
Is killing the animal within its infancy, treating the animal right? Cows can live to 27 years old, maybe even 30 if it's a really old cow. We kill them average age 5. So it's an infant cow, even when it's
Yeah,
really
but-
big. But having it on balance, right? Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
it's
I
balance.
only kill a little bit.
No,
I
but
only
what I'm saying,
torture a little
If
bit.
you didn't kill any of these animals, get this, what's the word? The food chain. Yeah, remember there was like Yellowstone National Park, they killed the wolves. Then because there was no wolves, there was like an increase in elk. And because there was an increase in elk, the vegetation
Who
started
killed the
dying
wolves?
out. Humans.
Yeah.
Fish moved away, it messed up the whole ecosystem. So they brought the wolves back and now they preserve it so no one can kill the wolves.
And you see yourself as the wolf in this scenario to keep the food chain in balance.
I'm not saying that's what I'm doing, but I'm saying I believe that eating meat is like a natural part of life. The wolf didn't intentionally try and keep a balance, did it? It's just eating. But out of eating it, there is a balance.
And you have abilities that the wolf doesn't. You have the ability to see right from wrong. You have the ability to question your behaviour and
No,
what
you're
society
missing
has
my point.
taught
If you
you.
didn't eat the animals at all, then they'll be overcrowded. No?
Would it? Would it? 'Cause
Yeah, I just showed you an example.
No,
Yellowstone National Park.
No. You
Why
showed-
do you disagree with that?
No, because that's not the example that we have here with you.
What's the example?
We forcibly breed these animals into existence, right? There are no farm pigs like these.
Okay,
there are
yeah,
no
I get
sows
what
like
you're
this
saying,
unless
I get what
we
you're saying.
ram a rod up their reproductive
Alright,
organs
I've got another point, yeah?
and inject them forcibly. They are forcibly impregnated, and that's how we keep this population going.
Yeah.
What you're talking about is in the natural
but I
world.
don't-
That's very far outside of
Yeah,
what we
yeah.
have here. This is unnatural. There's nothing natural about farrowing crates. There's nothing natural
But I
about
don't
this
agree with
system.
all that, like,
But you're
forcing-
funding it.
Forcing milk. Yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
But why do you fund it then?
Because I'm not gonna just not eat meat, right?
Why not?
If there was a better option, then I would.
Oh, there is.
Not veganism.
It's the option you disagree with
Not
for some reason.
veganism.
But why not? Why not?
Because even when it comes to right and wrong, right? You believe it's wrong to eat animals, right?
No. I believe it's wrong to cause unnecessary pain and suffering to animals. Unnecessary harm.
Yeah, I agree with that. But if you're eating, it's not unnecessary.
If you need it to survive, then that would be
Oh, you're saying
necessary.
because we don't need meat to survive.
We don't need meat to survive.
Yeah, even with this, some scientists say, yeah, you do need meat to survive.
Right. And so, when a vegan doesn't eat meat,
Yeah,
what
but
happens to that little theory
Yeah,
of
but
needing
there's
meat to
loads of
survive?
vegans who are anemic, loads of vegans who have bowel problems.
I'm looking around for them.
My
I
mum's
think
friend was a vegan.
your mum's friend,
there's-
okay.
Yeah, there's lots of. What you're saying, it doesn't happen.
I know meat eaters who are anemic. it's not a guarantee against health problems. If you force vegans to walk this tightrope where they're not ever allowed to get ill and sick like meat eaters do, then you're holding them to an unrealistic standard. Like, meat eaters can get sick, they can get ill.
I'm not saying that,
Right.
but I'm saying there are health benefits in meat.
So the consensus among the scientific community is that not only is veganism sustainable for the human body, it's actually preferable.
Yeah, but I believe that's an agenda. Do you
So the
disagree
meat
with that?
industry is very successful, very powerful, right? It's got a lot of money, lot of money
Yeah.
to protect their interests. They're putting out a narrative, and unfortunately, it's being read and watched and consumed by people like yourself. And it's not your fault, but they have their own agenda, and their agenda is to keep the money coming in the same way, and to not have to change to meet this evolving market, this evolving consumer choice that is going away from cruelty, it's going away from environmental damage, and it's going towards a more sustainable way of living. So you're saying that the vegans have a narrative, that the vegans have an agenda to their scientific research, right? I'm saying that the scientific community, which is largely made up of meat eaters, the vast majority.
No, but where are you getting
Agree.
that? Where are you getting that?
Okay, the UK government, I look at the British Heart Foundation, I look at Cancer Research UK, I look at these bodies that are largely made up of non-vegans who say, yeah, actually veganism is a very good way of living, and in fact, if we did, we would actually have to spend less taxpayer money on things like the NHS on the large scale that would save people taxpayers money, you know?
What about if I throw in another argument then?
Yeah.
Obviously, if I'm Muslim,
Yeah.
and I believe so, God says you can eat meat. And humans don't have more knowledge than God.
Yeah, so did God say you have to eat meat?
No, but you can though.
Do you have to?
No.
Right, so you're a Muslim, right?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you eat halal.
Yeah.
And what is the essence of halal? What does it actually mean to eat halal?
When I said about how they treat the animals in Islam, that's not allowed, right?
Right, it's
Yeah.
about treating the animal well. It's about treating the animal with kindness and compassion. It's the reason why I really respect Islam, you know? I'm not a follower, I respect it because I think that's very noble. And this was written in a time long before the industry we have set up here. It's not equipped to actually talk about this industry, but by anyone's estimation, so I don't think what you're seeing is halal. I mean, this is causing immense suffering. And in fact, the most halal thing you can do is be a vegan. Am I making too much of a jump there? Because
That's what I'm saying, there's a balance.
yeah, because you're opting out of the entire animal
Yeah, but
farming
see,
industry.
that's just going to one extreme.
What is this concept of balance that you talk about?
Like I said, you can eat meat, but don't treat them like this.
Okay, so in the context of suffering, what is this balance? Like, I should cause a little bit of suffering with my lifestyle, but not too much? Like, balance is a strange thing to apply when you're talking about causing unnecessary harm. I shouldn't have a balance of causing unnecessary harm. I should try to eliminate it, or at least minimize it. Wouldn't you say?
I'm hearing you, but I don't really know how to.
I don't
answer
expect you to change your
Yeah.
opinion in the course of a few minutes. of
that. No,
course.
I get where you're coming from. I see your understanding where you say it's better to just eliminate it. You don't need to eat meat, right?
Yeah.
But like I said, it's allowed to eat meat. But God gave us the what do you call it? Made it permissible to eat meat, but you can't keep them like this. Keep them in cages and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do within the law,
But
or
you were
within.
saying it's completely wrong to kill an animal at all.
Yeah.
That's opinionated though. That's subjective.
Yeah, I suppose it requires empathy. Like, I have to put myself in the animal's position and see the world in their eyes and think of what they would like.
Yeah, but you don't really know what it actually thinks.
No, of course not. I have to use my empathy. I have to use my heart.
I've
I
seen
have
a
to
video of
trust
one
that.
guy, he's slaughtering. Have you seen the video of the guy slaughtering he's not actually slaughtering the animal, but he's like showing how they slaughter the animals in Islam.
بسم الله الذي لا يضر اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم بسم الله الله أكبر بسم الله الله أكبر بسم الله الله أكبر. There you go, baby. This is total submission.
You need to show to a skeptical person.
Bismillah. Allah. It's okay, baby. It's okay. I'm not doing anything yet. Bismillah. Allahu Akbar. It's okay, baby.
He's reading the name of Allah over the animal, and the animal submits. He lies down and stretches his neck. You find it hard to believe, yeah? nobody really knows how an animal feels.
I mean, you're just getting lost in solipsism there. You're denying other creatures' reality.
But do you know for sure?
Do you believe that I'm real? Do you believe that I'm thinking and
That's
seeing?
not what I mean, but do you know for sure that how the animal feels? It's a guess, right?
I think it's an intelligent guess.
It's an intelligent, but it's still a guess.
I don't know what you're getting at here.
It said it's a guess, but you just put intelligent in front of it. It's still a guess, right?
I'm wondering, would you apply this in a human context? Would you say, well, I did walk up to that guy and slit his throat, but I can't know for sure if that guy didn't have a death fetish.
Yeah, but you're adding an analogy to it. Do you get it? I believe.
No, I'm just saying you're not applying this equally to humans.
But you're using a human mind to you. Do you get it? You're using as your like yardstick your own human brain, right?
Sure.
And the human brain could be wrong or right, right? So that's why I said if God says something's allowed, that's it for me. Because you can't be more right than God, right?
Yeah, this is why I don't like to...
If God says that something's allowed,
Yeah.
do you think humans can come and say, I think that they've now outsmarted God and think, you know what, it's better to stay away from it completely?
I mean, you're playing the God card instead of using your own reasoning and your own ethical
Yeah,
principles.
because in Islam,
and...
that's what we do.
Right, yeah. It's a shame.
Why is it a shame?
Because I think you're not updating...
But everything's subjective, right? And your thinking is going to be different to another human's thinking, right? It's not just like, this is right and this is wrong, right?
Yeah, I think it's a dangerous territory because it can justify anything.
You know, LGBT.
Yeah.
Some people say it's right, some people say it's wrong. How do you know which one's right and which one's wrong?
I use my empathy.
So is LGBT right or wrong?
What do you mean? You're like pro-LGBT? Is pro-LGBT
Yeah, like,
right?
okay, what do you think about like people who choose to be gay or people who choose to be
They're
trans?
not hurting anyone else. They're not causing any harm to anyone. Why should we...
Yeah, so you're using your logic to say that it's okay,
I'd
right?
rather use logic than a doctrine, yeah.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, but God, that's what I'm saying, your opinion is going to be different from another person's opinion.
I mean,
right?
let's go to Islam. Let's go to the halal argument because I thought we already talked about this. Like the most
No, but I
halal
was
thing you can
using that as an
do,
example.
the safest, the best treatment of animals would be to not kill them, to not eat them.
Yeah, in your opinion.
No, according to Islam.
No, where does it say that? Like I said, so God gave us, you can kill them, but this is the way you should do it.
Okay, you're living in London
Yeah.
in 2023.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you go to the supermarket to buy your food. I'm
Yeah.
guessing you go to restaurants occasionally to eat out at restaurants. Over 99% of all of the animal products there are gained through these means,
Yeah.
factory farming, which is not halal.
Yeah, but that's on them though, right?
No, don't. Why do you do that? Why do you?
Because it is on them.
No,
How they-
why do you put your own moral responsibility on others instead of taking accountability for your own actions?
I don't know.
By the way, thank you so much for humouring me with this. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
What I'm saying is, I can't give you another example. If they treat the animal like that, I disagree with how they treat the animal. But me eating it, that's not impermissible.
You're disconnecting yourself from the part that you play within the whole cycle.
Yeah, but the sin's on them. I'm not the one treating the animal like that. How can I get the
You're
sin for
rewarding them. You're incentivizing
that?
them.
Not
You're
intentionally.
creating them a financial incentive.
Not intentionally. My
No.
intention is I just want to eat.
And I never claimed that you were doing it intentionally. I think you
Yeah.
have a good heart. I think you're a good person who wants to do the right thing.
Yeah.
So I never claimed that you were doing it intentionally, and I honestly don't think you are doing it intentionally. But it is an objective consequence of your financial choices.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, that so far you haven't been made aware of that. But now you have. You've watched the footage, you've seen the mistreatment of these animals, and you've seen how that connects to what you're doing when you go into the supermarket and you buy that thing over that thing, when you buy the cow milk over the oat milk, right? And so now that you know, you can't really plead ignorance to it. I don't think.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but I hear what you're saying is you could just choose not to eat meat at all.
Yeah, you can.
But if I do want to choose to eat meat, there's not really an option where they've treated the animal fairly and stuff, right?
Right. There might not be. There might not be
Yeah.
a single ethical option which is truly, like the animal truly was not harmed, especially if you have the same opinions as I do on how the murder of an animal is not fair treatment. For example, if you kill someone else, a human, instantly.
Yeah, but I believe that's a weak analogy.
Okay, so if you kill an animal, okay.
You're not going to kill a person to try and eat them to survive.
This isn't about survival. This isn't about survival because we've established that you don't need animals to survive. So if you don't need them, how is it morally justifiable?
Yeah, but they can aid you in surviving.
You don't need to kill them.
Yeah, but if you... So
There's
my
an alternative. There's an option B. There's an option B or an option
Yeah,
C.
you'll never murder a human to try and survive. Get where I'm coming from? Your intention is, I want to like benefit. This animal has, the beef's got vitamin B12, for example. I want vitamin
Yeah, so
B12.
do supplements that I buy in the shop that are synthesized.
Yeah, I get it. I know there's alternatives.
You're
I get
aware
it,
of this
but
other option.
But your intention of getting that meat is to, I want to reap the benefits.
I understand that you're saying it furthers your survival. It's like it makes up a part of your survival, doesn't it?
Yeah, so then
I get that.
Yeah, so
Isn't that funny though that lets you off the hook to do anything if you do that?
Not lets you off
It does
the
let
hook.
you. It does let you off the hook. It
What
does.
do you mean? How?
Because let's say there's a baby and I'm on my way to work and I would have to step over or step around this baby. But if I step right on the baby, I don't lose any time at all and I get to work on time. That's, in a way, a tiny part. It's helping my survival. But I think you and I would both agree that it's not morally permissible to do that, even though it does give me a slight advantage.
But you comparing that stepping on the baby to the animal.
I'm just doing it to help you see how yours
I believe
is.
that's a weak analogy. I don't believe that you can compare.
Well, I'm
the
sorry
two.
that it's a weak analogy. Do you see the point that I'm making? Though? It doesn't let you off the hook entirely. And yes, you can do things to benefit you, to benefit your survival, to help you thrive. But perhaps we should be
get what
going
you're
about
saying,
something in
like,
a different way.
But from the suffering of other animals, right?
It's a very easy choice to make. It's a very simple choice to make with veganism. You know that there's less suffering involved when you eat a plant alternative. I'm not telling you to give up any of your favorite meals. I'm saying that probably in your favorite meals there's an ingredient that is sourced from an animal that has been harmed, and you can use a different ingredient that is plant-based. You can switch it out. You can keep everything your same meal. I do it all the time, right? You're not sacrificing anything. It's actually healthier for you, and it's better for the environment as well.
Sacrifice taste.
Right, such a small thing, and it's the same food. It just tastes slightly. Oh, there's a slight difference here. Oat milk has a kind of oaty taste to it.
Yeah.
That's not there in dairy milk. We're talking about that. We're talking about a taste difference, a little taste discrepancy. I don't know about you, but I don't think that's enough of a justification. Is there any kind of instinctive recoil at not wanting to cause that kind of pain?
No. I bought a pet rabbit in Egypt. I got it slaughtered and ate it. I didn't feel no way about it. When you're saying that killing an animal unnecessarily is wrong, same thing when we're saying about the LGBT thing, right? It's opinionated, right?
I think what you're doing is when there's something that you don't want to confront, you're saying that it's my opinion.
No, but it is your opinion, right?
Yes, and so you default to that because then it's a way to let yourself off the hook and stop asking those questions.
What I'm saying, that's why I go by laws of God. Because
You
my
don't go by your
might be
intuition.
different. Like I said, if you had a pet rabbit and you got it slaughtered, you might feel bad. Me, I didn't feel bad. So if we go by intuition, it's not a tangible.
Are you like an orthodox Muslim? Are you
Yeah,
following
yeah,
the
yeah.
word of the Quran to the letter?
Basically, when it comes to things like this, as a Muslim, we believe you go back to the Quran, right? You don't use your own logic with this stuff. You go back to the Quran. What does God say about it?
Do you have no opinions of your own?
No, but listen, that's my point.
Okay,
How
sorry.
do you, if somebody says being gay is wrong, another person says being gay is okay, he's not harming anyone. How do you know for definite who's right and who's wrong?
Maybe I come to the conclusion by collating all of the evidence together or forming my own independent opinion.
Yeah, so if you leave it to logic, you will never solve that problem, right?
Yeah, you can. I mean,
How?
Occam's razor. The simplest theory is the one that you go with. There's multiple competing theories, and you go with the one that's the simplest.
Even that's what would create disunity, because maybe some people say no, it's wrong in all situations, right? If humans are always going to differ, right?
Yeah.
So how do you know ultimately who's right and who's
So,
wrong?
so are you familiar with the scientific methods?
Yeah, but science changes, right?
Yeah.
Because like I said, humans have flaws, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we use it by like what we can
Well,
analyze,
look,
right?
don't let your sense of perfectionism stop you from making progress. Science is about making progress. It's not claiming to have all the answers, but it's claiming to be a system of thinking where the best answer wins. The best answer wins is going to be, for now, the default, unless a better theory comes along that is better than the theory we have. So it's a way of always staying up to date.
I believe that's like trying to like eradicate God. If you base it on science, that like for example, is being gay or straight, like science can't solve that.
No, but we already determined that your religion doesn't mandate, it doesn't force you to eat meat. So that
No,
question,
but-
I know it's scary, but that question is actually left up to you. You're
but
actually
God allowed it, so that's
no,
why I eat
yeah,
it.
no. But he didn't say you have to. So
Yeah, but
so
he
that
allowed it.
okay. So yeah, now that he's allowed it,
Yeah.
right, now it's up to you
But in
whether
your
to do it
opinion,
or not.
you're, like, it's disallowed, basically.
No, okay. So if I say like, you're allowed to run, you can run, or you can walk, or you can probably crawl, or
Yeah.
something else, right?
But what about so if I want to
So
choose to run,
you
I
can
run,
so
right?
so there's I know you don't want to for our discussion, but you have to acknowledge that you do have choices, and you can make
100%.
those choices without your religion telling you which one to do. You see?
No, but my point is you trying to say that, oh, you shouldn't have it. That's your opinion, right?
Don't worry about my opinion.
See?
Worry about your opinion.
My opinion is, yeah. I
Because
can eat
right
it.
now you're pretending like you don't have one.
But my opinion is based on my religion. Your opinion is based on your logic.
It can't only be based on your religion.
Why?
Because there's things that your religion doesn't talk about.
Like what?
I'm pretty sure the word vegan wasn't invented when the Quran was written.
But we're given a criteria. From the criteria, you can tell God allowed it. And maybe we won't mention the word vegan, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can go back to the Quran. Okay, God allowed it.
No, let's zoom in on this word allowed.
What's
You're
the
allowed
take?
to run. Does that mean you have to run, or can you walk?
You can walk, but
You can walk if you want,
I
right?
get where you're
And
coming
you'd still
from.
be within that rule system.
you're-
You'd be
you're-
within that. You'd be
No, but
following the rule.
You're taking it as when I said you're allowed. You're taking it as you're obligated to do it. No, I'm
That's-
saying.
no.
but
I'm
the
saying
fact-
you're not obligated to do it.
Yeah, but you have the option to. You're seeing it now as say you could opt out of it, but I could also opt in. So if I want to enjoy meat and stuff, I'm allowed.
Yeah, so you won't be held in any contempt by your God. But what about from a different point of view that's not
Yeah, that would-
God? Like the animal's point of
Nah,
view.
that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna give you an example. One of the Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him, one of his companions, like someone came to him, he said, leave your opinion in your pocket. So when it comes to this stuff, leave your opinion, like when you're saying all this stuff, for me, Allah said it's allowed, that's it. Do you get it? I feel like that's the ultimate law. So if someone comes to me with some logic, I don't want to hear it, because God said it's allowed.
Yeah, I want to appeal to your rule system,
That's why I
not to
use-
mine. I'm
that's-
not going to judge you by my rule system. I'm going to judge you by yours, right? And I hope this is okay for me to say.
Go on.
I'm about to say something quite harsh
Go on.
here. But based on our actions, on our behavior right now, in 2023, when it comes to the issue of eating halal,
Yeah.
I think I'm a better Muslim than you.
No, that's it. I'll give you an example. Remember I told her...
All you would have to do is by accident eat one food in the year that is haram. That's all you'd have to do for me to be a better Muslim than you.
How would I eat something haram?
By accident. You know
eat
that.
haram by accident.
What
There's
if-
no sin on it. For example, imagine somebody feeds me pork and I didn't know it's pork. I'm not going to get the sin for it.
Really?
Of course not. I didn't know.
Really? So you can just claim you didn't know and then
Not claim.
it's all fine.
God knows if you knew or not, right?
Right.
So if somebody feeds me a pork burger and I thought it was chicken, why am I going to get... That would be unjust for me to get sin for it. I didn't know it was pork.
It
Why would
seems
I
like
get the blame? That's not fair.
You've been claiming ignorance this whole time, right? But you
No, I'm not claiming ignorance. I'm saying that sin, if that person mistreats the animal, the sin's on them. It's not on me.
You're paying for it.
It's like, for example, if somebody murders somebody, what have I got to do with it?
you have an option that you know.
But this is all
that-
your logic.
It's not
No,
that.
no, 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 no. Hold on,
It's
hold
all
on,
your logic.
hold on. Let me
Go on,
finish.
say something, but I'm
You
gonna-
have an option that you know has to be halal. If you eat a banana, you know that's halal
Yeah,
because it's not an animal that you're eating.
yeah.
But you don't know the method in which the lamb or the cow was killed. You weren't there at the slaughterhouse. So you don't know if that cow could hear the other cows screaming around it, which is often the case that makes it haram. All that has to happen for it to be haram is for the cow to hear the cow in
No.
front of it in the line to scream.
No, that means that the way that the guy's done it is haram, but it
Yes.
doesn't make the meat haram.
It does.
That meat is haram.
No.
No?
I'm gonna give you an example. I was in Egypt for a while. I was there for like 7 months. Cool. I went to go get the rabbit slaughtered, right?
Right.
But when I saw the guy slaughter the rabbit, you're not supposed to show the animal the blade, yeah?
Right.
And
Okay, yeah.
The guy, he didn't care. He's Egyptian. He didn't care. He just slaughtered it. The animal saw the blade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I ate that meat. Then I was like feeling guilty. Oh, have I done something wrong? Have I eaten something haram? So I went to go ask. Is it? The guy he slaughtered it, and the animal saw the blade. Like
Right.
and I ate it. Is it
Yeah.
wrong for me? He said no. The sin's on him.
Okay.
I didn't slaughter it in the wrong way. Him showing the blade, it didn't negate that it's halal. It's just, do you get it? It's just
Yeah.
you're not supposed to, but it doesn't make it.
I'm interested by what you just said. Imagine a version of you that's the most responsible Muslim there is, the most responsible version. What he might have done in response to that is to say, you know what, it's too risky me eating something haram from this method. I'm going to ensure that this never happens again by only eating plants from this point on, which I know that I'm able to do because they're available everywhere.
Obviously, you're not going to see it from where I'm saying. I'm trying to show you when you say all of that, that's what as soon as you start speaking like that, I just see it. This guy's using his logic.
I'm speaking from your logic.
What I'm saying, all of that part you just said, but there's a vegan option, this, and that. All of that you're saying, that's all your opinion, right?
Oh, I'm trying to help you be a better Muslim.
Yeah, but where did you get that from? That will make you a better Muslim.
From what you've been telling me about how halal works.
What you're doing is you're taking something and extracting from it. You can't do that.
I'm approaching it from your worldview now, not from mine.
Yeah, but in our worldview, what you're doing, you're not allowed to do that.
No? Based on the Quran.
Yeah. There's experts who do that. What you're doing, that's for experts.
Oh, no, I'm not an expert.
You get it? I'm not allowed to do that. What you're doing is...
I'm basing this based on what you have told me about your way of life.
Yeah, but let me show you what you're doing and why it's wrong. You're saying God said it's permissible, yeah? So that text is there that it's permissible, right? So now you come in and saying, okay, God made it permissible, so therefore there's an option that you don't have to eat it. That right there, you're not allowed to do that.
What?
Yeah, because it's your own logic. Do you get it? You're following the Quran to the T, right?
I don't follow that. I'm trying to offer the most watertight interpretation of that rule possible.
You're not allowed to interpret it.
How can I not interpret it?
If you want to interpret it, you can interpret it, but you have to interpret it based on text. You don't have a text that says God made it permissible, so you can choose to opt. Where did you get that from? From your own logic, right? Based on the text.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that. Remember I said
Are you not meant to read it?
Yeah, but you can't now derive something from it.
I don't think I'm being abstract about it. I think I'm right up there close to the text. I'm right there at the text.
Close to it, but we follow it to the T. If you want to find out, like that what you're doing, I'll have to go to a scholar who's studied the religion.
What if the scholar said exactly what I said?
Yeah, but you have to find that out from the scholar.
Do you think you will? Will you try and find that out for me?
Yeah, but I found out. You're allowed.
Who did you go to?
You're allowed.
Did you ask that exact phrased question to a scholar? Because I'd really like to know. I'd like to know if being vegan is the most halal way of life. I think it is. It seems that way, doesn't it?
Opinion. This is 1 second, yeah.
No problem.
The point?
Yes. You see the time. I think we're basically in a cul-de-sac now. Like there is no budging with this point. Like, I don't know how to budge him from this. I do not know.
Different sects, yeah.
Right. I'm not trying to deviate from it in any way. It's actually my attempt to be to the letter, like you said. Do you think I'm being deviant by saying let's not cause animals harm?
Not intentionally, but they weren't.
Let's leave animals alone. Let's not cause them any harm. Do you think that's deviant to say?
No, I get it. It's coming from ethical place. Yeah. What you're saying makes logical sense. But that's why I said we don't go by logic.
It doesn't make religious sense to follow your scripture.
Yeah, but Abraham ate meat. Are you better than Abraham?
Well, Abraham might have not worn shoes. Does that mean we shouldn't wear shoes?
But what I'm saying is if it was better not to eat meat, why did he eat meat?
Well, I don't think you have to be an Abraham impersonator.
Yeah, that's what we do. We follow them.
Yeah, but you have to live your own life to an extent.
That's what the companions of the Prophet, peace upon him, did.
Is that what you do?
No, but
why isn't it what you do?
But you try to, right? Basically, the more you copy them, the more you get. The more rewards you get, the more chances of paradise.
Surely, like, not everyone can do that, right?
Yeah, I get you. We're human, right? We still have flaws, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's why I use that as an example. If it was better not to eat meat, why didn't Abraham do it?
But when you ate that haram meat...
I didn't eat no haram meat.
It wasn't blindfolded, right? Is that you that forgave, or was that...
No.
Who forgave who?
Him. For example, if you do slaughter the animal without blindfolding it, without covering its eyes, it doesn't make the meat impermissible. But what you've done is wrong. In Islam, if we wanted to get to the veganism point, we'd have to go back to the roots.
No.
We'd have to deal with that
listen,
that situation.
I think veganism is completely separate from my worldview, though. It's compatible with all major religions, including your own. Being vegan,
yeah, but
it's compatible with your religion.
If you followed Islam, then your worldview would be based on that.
Yeah, and there is no conflict with being vegan if your religion is Islam?
Yeah, but I've heard being vegan is not permissible.
If you're a disciple, there's no
I've heard
conflict.
being vegan is not like, in Islam is not permissible.
In what way?
Because one of my teachers said God made it permissible, so you can't make it something that God made it permissible impermissible.
I didn't realize your teacher was the authority.
No, but he's basing it from the authority.
I
That's
think
why
he
I said
might be
when-
mistaken. He's human. He's fallible. I think he might be mistaken. I think he maybe
Yeah, but
hasn't
for
thought
you-
about it enough, as much as you even.
Yeah, but for you to refute that, you have to come with text. For example, there's like different schools of thought. Like some say touching a woman to pray, you have to have it be in a state of ablution, right? You have to wash before praying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some scholars say if you touch a woman, it breaks the ablution. So you now have to make the ablution again before praying.
Okay, I
But,
see.
but the correct opinion is that no, touching a woman doesn't break the ablution.
How do you know that's correct? Because there's two different opinions.
That's what I was going to get to. How do you know which one's correct?
There's two
No, but
texts
listen to it
of
here.
equal character length, and they both say the opposite. What do you do?
Yeah, there's ways to do all that. But listen to this one, yeah? Listen to this one.
Okay.
That one where it said about touching a woman is impermissible, I mean, that it breaks your ablution, they're basing that on the text. But one of the companions of the Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him, he's further explained that text. And he said that the touching...
That's lucky.
So he's explained that the touching here is sexual intercourse.
Oh.
So then now, because the companion of the Prophet, peace upon him, has explained it further,
Yeah.
you're not allowed to go against that.
Who was right before he clarified that?
No. So in that situation, like you would choose which one you believe sounds.
Interpret?
Yeah.
You would interpret it?
Yeah, you'd interpret. You're not allowed to interpret it. Yeah, you'd interpret.
Using...
But it's based on those two proofs, right?
How would you interpret it? What tools would you have to interpret it?
So but in that situation, if you took the opinion that touching women is wrong,
Yeah.
and I didn't have a text to prove it.
You couldn't say anything. Like you couldn't.
Yeah, I couldn't say.
all right,
I
see.
don't
Yeah.
agree with it.
Yeah.
But if you believe that, that's fair enough because you've got your proofs.
I'm wondering why you can't build on top of that as a foundation. You're a devout Muslim, right? You have that as a foundation, and then let's say you take a degree in engineering. You're building on top of that foundation using other education. No? So you can't go to school. You can't learn. You can't learn mathematics.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's all worldly affairs, and that's different, right?
Could being vegan be a worldly affair?
No, but because God's made it permissible to eat meat. But for you to say it's better to stay away from it, where are you getting that from?
You would face no risk of making the mistake of eating something that is haram.
Yeah, but for you to say it's better to stay away from it, you need a text to say that.
And that's where, I don't have a hall pass, so I can't
that's
really.
why I'm saying it's like, that's how we come to these conclusions.
Yeah.
If someone comes to me and says that, okay, eating meat is better to stay away from it, I'm not going to
I'm
hear
just-
it.
Hey man, I don't want to take up more of your time, but thank you
Nice
so
that,
much.
yeah.
I enjoyed that. It was really fun. Thank you so much for the discussion.
Would you say it's Howard?
Howard,
Yeah.
good luck with your all, man. Yeah, it's good.
Where are you from?
What's more important? That I have a boyfriend or that you care about stupid animals? Do I have a boyfriend or do you care about stupid animals? That's what politics is actually about.
Nothing to do with politics.
I should have a boyfriend. You shouldn't care about stupid animals.
I think I'm ready to leave now.